morning. Welcome to the municipality of the County of Annapolis Council meeting today. I welcome the people that are here with us today and make sure that, as a reminder, you have your cell phones off or on mute, and that we are being recorded today. And let's get rolling. Let's start with roll call. District 1.
Carrie Ann Carson Salzman.
District 2, Jesse Hare. District 3, Dustin Enslow. District 4, Charles Cranton.
District 5, Lynn Longmire.
District 6, John Welch.
District 7, Ted Hagenbar.
District 8, Niall Harding.
District 9, Ted Oxner.
District 10, Brian Hosicano.
District 11, Diane LeBlanc. Okay, is there any disclosure of interest today? Seeing none, we're moving on. For the approval of the order of the day, we are going to have an addition where number 9 changes to number 10, and number 9 will be an in-camera under 22(2)F, litigation or potential litigation. Any other changes? Yes, Deputy Warden?
Thank you. I'd like to amend the order of the day by adding deregistration William Letty House.
Not now. That will have to be after. But you...
Oh, that's right.
That will be after.
Delay that, sorry.
Yes, we'll delay that comment for
Sorry,
now.
I'll hide that one.
All right. Any other amendments?
No.
Okay. Seeing that we have completed our amendments, can I have a mover for the agenda as amended? Councillor Welsh, and seconder will be Councillor Longmire. Are you ready, Ms. Kelly? Okay, let's move on to 4. Oh, yes, I forgot the vote. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no? Thank you. Oh, we're moving on. What are you yelling at me? Okay, let's go to page 3, which are the minutes that need to be approved for regular council on the February 19, 2025. Are there any amendments to the minutes? Any changes? Seeing none, we're moving on. The next is page 14. Page 14 is the public hearing that was held on Wednesday, February 19, 2025. Are there any amendments or corrections to the public hearing? Seeing none, we will move on. We are page 18. Page 18, the recommendations from Committee of the Whole. Let's start. I would need a mover for 5.1. Councillor Carson Salzman.
I move to approve terms of reference marking levy ad hoc committee to approve the terms of reference for the marking levy ad hoc committee pursuant to the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole.
Seconder, Councillor Cranton. Any questions or comments? Councillor Longmire.
Thank you. How timely will we choose the members of that committee?
The minute we will have volunteers.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I know. Yes, Councillor?
Yeah, I just want to make a quick comment. I just want to say that I think it's very good for this council to move forward with this ad hoc committee. It's something that the community has been pushing for to bring in more consultation with council, and I believe that the best way to do that is by striking committees so that a group of councillors and community members that have a stake in the levy have an opportunity to sit down, discuss all these issues, and then bring those issues forward to council through the committee process. So I'm very much in support of this, and I'm very happy to see it on the agenda today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Harding. Any other comments? Okay. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. 5.2, a mover. Counselor Welsh.
I move to authorize funding of $349,837 from the Capital Reserve Fund for the completion of the Internet project in accordance with the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. A seconder? Counselor Harding. Counselor Deputy Warden?
Thank you. I'd like to make an amendment to the motion, please.
Yes.
I'd like to amend the motion to change the amount of $349,837 to $394,837.
Thank you very much. The seconder is Counselor Agambar. Do you wish to speak on this, or do you just... It's just that the number was incorrect.
Just the issue was raised at the committee of the whole meeting, and there was some confusion over which number was the right number, and staff now looked into it and confirmed that the 394 is the correct number.
Okay, thank you. So, questions, no questions on the amendment? Okay, we'll deal with the amendment first. So, all in favor of the amendment, signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Amendment passed. Now on the motion itself. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Against, no. Motion passed. Thank you. 5.3. Councilor Oxner.
I move to give first reading to approve bylaw 6, commercial activity on municipal property pursuant to the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you very much. Seconder, Councilor Hare. Comments or questions? None? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. 5.4. I need a mover. Councilor Welsh.
I move to authorize the clerk to issue a 2025-26 vendor on municipal property permit to Tom Marshall for the operation of Tom's Cool Bus Canteen at the Annapolis River Causeway Park in accordance with S6 commercial activity on municipal property bylaw, and permit the canteen to stay at the park overnight for the April-October season, subject to reasonable request from the municipality to move it from time to time in accordance with the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Seconder, Councilor Harding. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. 5.5. I need a mover. Councilor Carson Salzman. Gabrielle.
I moved that council to appeal AM 1.2.7 flag flying policy 7-day notice given on March 11th, 2025.
Thank you very much. Seconder, Deputy Warden. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. Thank you, councilors. Okay, page 19. Well, actually, page 19 goes to page 20. It's the same, right? Yes. Okay, page 19. I need a mover. Councilor Longmire.
I move that municipal council give first reading of its intent to support the development agreement amendment application by Jason Milner to erect a single-family dwelling on PID 0518741 in the GW3 zone of the Annapolis County Land Use Bylaw, pending the identification of a well on the site plan, and set a public hearing on the matter on Tuesday, April 15th, 2025 at 11 a.m. in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Advisory Committee.
Thank you very much. Seconder? Councilor Hare. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Page 20. That's just the information that goes along with it. page 54. I knew there was a lot of pages. Okay. Page 54. I need a mover, Councilor Cranston.
I move to recommend that municipal council give final reading to approve bylaw 5 civic address, first reading February 19th, 2025.
Thank you. Seconder, Councilor Oxner. Any questions or comments? We just did discuss it the last time. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Against, no. Motion passed. Thank you. Next will be page 72. No? Yes. 72. Few numbers on this. We go by each one, right? Motion 1. We can do it over all. Yeah. First motion, Councilor Cranston.
I move that municipal council approve the proposed 2025-2026 operating budget reflecting revenues of $27,304,576 and expenditures of $27,304,576.
Thank you. Seconder, Deputy Warden. Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no? Thank you. Next motion. Deputy Warden.
I move that municipal council approve the 25-26 operating budget with taxation rates for all residential and resource assessments of $1.025 per hundred of assessment and the commercial tax rate of 1.80 per hundred of tax assessment.
Thank you very much. Seconder, Councilor Longmire. Any comments or questions? Deputy Warden?
I just want to point out the fact that this is not a rate increase. This is the current rate, just for anyone that's watching or hearing in the public. It's not an increase. It is the same taxes we had last year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. Third motion. Councilor Parsons Stallsmith.
I move that municipal council approve 2025-2026 operating budget area rates for all residential and resource assessments in Bridgetown of 34.07 cents per hundred of assessment, and a commercial area rate of 55.81 cents per hundred of assessment, and a taxation area rate for all the properties in the Assessment District 12, Lawrencetown, of the amount to be approved by the Lawrencetown Village Commission.
Thank you. Seconder, Deputy Warden. Any questions or comments? Okay. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. Fourth motion. Volunteers, Councilor Hardy.
I move that municipal council approve fire hydrant taxation rates for the 2025-2026 fiscal year based on $100 of assessment as follows. Margarettsville, District 2, 18.69 cents. Inglewood, District 3, 18.90 cents. Granville Ferry, Districts 4 and 5, 17.05 cents. Carlton Corner, District 7, 15.40 cents. Church Street, Bridgetown North, District 3, 14.43 cents. Middleton, Districts 2 and 10, 19.34 cents. Cornwallis Park, District 6, 22.82 cents. Bridgetown, Districts 3 and 7, 30.68 cents.
Thank you. Seconder? Councilor Longmire? Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Opposed? Motion passed. Next motion. Councillor Aguilar.
I move that municipal council approve a 2025-26 operating budget area rate for the provision of streetlights per $100 of all assessments accounts at 3.41 cents.
Thank you. Seconder, Councillor Cranton. Any comments? Questions? None? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. Next motion. Councillor Welsh.
I move that municipal council approve the fire taxation rates for the 2025-2026 fiscal year based on $100 of assessment as follows. Kingston Fire Commission, District 111, to be determined by the Fire Commission, and Fire Capital, all districts, 6.11 cents.
Thank you. Seconder? Councillor Parsons. Any questions or comments, Deputy Warden?
I just have a question. What was the rate for the Kingston Fire Commission last year? Or this current year?
I can't remember it off by
I
hand.
was just curious, we don't know.
Do we have somebody from the back?
Yeah, I believe it was 55 cents, but I'm just trying to pull it up here. Double check.
55 cents?
5.5, sorry. 0, yeah.
5.5?
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. Next motion. Councillor Longmire.
I move that municipal council approve street paving taxation rates for the 2025-2026 fiscal year based on $100 of assessment as follows. Chipman and Baxter, District 1, 5.07 cents. Cameron Drive, District 1, 2.07 cents. Brookside, Pine Grove, District 1, 5.30 cents. Bradley Street, District 1, 3.44 cents. And Ward Estates, District 11, a lump sum $269.11.
Thank you. Seconder? Councillor Harding? Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Next motion. Councillor Oxner.
I move that municipal council approve the due date for property taxation bills of June 30th, 2025, and that all rates and taxes outstanding after this date be subject to interest at a rate of 12% per annum.
Thank you. Seconder? Councillor Parsons Salzman. Any comments or questions? Councillor Cranton.
I've heard a few concerns from residents on cash flow burden of paying the taxes all at once. So I do know in other municipalities, there are some municipalities that look at an interim bill for half of the taxes early in the fiscal year and another one later. So I would like to, perhaps before the next budget season next year, I'd like to have a sort of look at the option of what that would entail. I do think it would help ease cash flow burden for a lot of our folks. This is another fairly large bill for people while they're dealing with tough economic times. Obviously, we would have to compare that to our own cash flow challenges and what would be involved. So I'd just like to say that, ahead of next year's budget deliberations, if we can include that as part of the early information that we get. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Deputy Warden.
I thought we discussed that last year.
We did.
I got to
Talk to the new councilors, it wouldn't be very.
No, I just mean that, I guess we didn't follow up like this.
Oh, we did, we looked at the numbers,
Oh, did we? Okay, perfect, thanks.
follow up the research again and update.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Questions? All in favor signify by saying yes.
I had a comment. But it's okay. Carry on.
You sure?
Well, I just wanted to say that there is provision to pay forward on a monthly basis, whereby you pay your taxes this month, but it gets applied to a credit for next year, so that helps alleviate that burden of paying it all at once. So that is in place, just for those that aren't aware of that.
Thank you. Let's try it again. Any other comments? Questions? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes?
Against, no. Motion passed. Next motion. We're on a roll here. Councillor Welch.
I move municipal council approve a sewer rate to all publicly connected properties or to have the ability to connect to the county sanitary sewer system of $618.42 per year, and for all properties connected, or have the ability to connect to the Bridgetown sanitary sewer system, a rate of $2.80 per cubic meter plus a quarterly base rate of $24.34.
Thank you. Seconder. Councillor Hardy. Thank you. Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. Next motion. Councillor Salzman, Parsons.
I move that municipal council approve the proposed 5-year capital investment plan reflecting financial investments over 5 years of $70,170,682 and a 2025-26 capital investment of $46,395,682.
Thank you. We need a seconder. Councillor Oxner. Thank you. Any comments or questions? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed. All right. There you go. Completed. Thank you very much, councillors. Okay, and the last bit is, we have a list on page 89 to 97 that give us all the council motions, tracking list for you to refer to. Wondering where it is. And we are now on councillor comments. Remember, keep it to interesting things that are happening in your area or going to happen. Be short. District 1.
Greetings from District 1. Warden LeBlanc and I attended the Kingston Fire Department banquet February 22nd. I'll just quickly review the ones that got recognition, some remarkable time that was spent from volunteers. So Cole Clark was 5 years, Dwight Hines 25 years, Terry Freeman 30 years, Donald Ellsworth 30 years, Stephen Harry 35 years, and Robert Baker, Bob Baker 40 years. And the auxiliary, Sherry Moore, 5 years, Sharon Hatt, 15 years, Suzanne Kinsman, 25 years, Elaine Hardy, 30 years, and Lorraine Baker, 40 years. Pretty remarkable. I attended the Wilmot Area Neighborhood Watch monthly meeting, and the public speaker at that time was Pastor Jeff Milne, and he's involved with the Valley Connect outreach. Being from the cold. I know we're towards the end of it now, but always looking for volunteers to make that run. He says you got to show up and be able to communicate. And if anyone's interested in volunteering, you can reach out to him. He's hoping to keep it open until the end of April, depending on the volunteer base. And at the last council meeting, I had mentioned the trails, and I know the weather has changed. But just for future, I guess, snowmobiling, I've noticed or read a few comments on people not staying on the paths of the private landowners, so just to bear that in mind when you're using the trails. And I believe that is all I have.
Thank you, Councillor Parsons. Sullivan. District 2.
Yeah, I guess mine's going to be short and to the point, as I believe it's the most important thing going on in my district is still the ongoing East End planning review. So to anybody listening or listening to me, just keep an eye out on this process, and at any opportunity to provide public input, please step up and say your piece. We want everybody to get what they want in this area, so it's very important.
Thank you. District 3.
So I'm going to be very quick too. I just want to mention that I attended the Bridgetown Firefighters Banquet, and again, there was also a lot of long-term volunteers. There was a few that are 45 years plus, and you would never know. And a lot of newer members joining, so which is good to hear. We don't always hear that.
Here, here.
So I know that the two departments in my district, which are Bridgetown and Port Warren, look like they're starting to build back up again. So it's good, and both departments are in the process of getting new trucks. So it's exciting times, and I had the pleasure of attending some fundraisers in Port Warren for the cost of their truck, because they're trying to avoid taking out a loan as much as possible. So we have that community support. So I was able to participate in some of their activities, and they're really thinking outside the box. So between movie nights and barbecues and different things. The other thing I want to mention was the Lions Breakfast every month, the first Saturday of the month in Bridgetown. In some ways, I wish that all these breakfasts across the county were not on the first Saturday of every month, so I could actually go around and attend other ones. But it's definitely a good pleasure, and we're seeing over 150 people attend each time. So, and the last thing I just want to talk about is planning. I just want to speak directly to people of District 3 of, if you live in the proposed area, please complete your survey and attend the open house on Saturday. It's meant to be an open, positive environment, and we need to go and share your concerns, ask your questions. We just got to remember that we all live in the communities together, and we have to try to stay positive on this. And please feel free to reach out to myself or to the staff of the county, but we want to try to make this as positive as possible. And at the end of the day, we all live in this county together. So at the end of this process, we have to work together. Thank you.
District 4.
Greetings from District 4. This month I've been kept busy with a number of visits with my local constituents, averaging 1 or 2 visits a week, whether it be somebody's coffee shop or in someone's living room, but always good to get out and converse with them and get to know them better. Starting to expand into a much wider variety of topics, I've noticed, and it can be anywhere from dog parks to garbage collection to recreation facilities and so on. The common theme is to just continue to be mindful that we're spending their tax dollars and to ensure we're giving them adequate representation. I attended the Bear River Fire Hall's breakfast in Bear River. Another very good breakfast, largely attended. I attended the opening night of Gary Fraser art exhibit at the King's Theatre. For those that don't know, Gary is a local photographer, does a lot of black and white photography work, and his artwork is currently on display at the theater until April the 8th. I attended a board meeting of the Annapolis Valley Exhibition. Work is well underway for planning for this year's event. Getting to attend their meetings, I always figured there was a lot of work involved, but this hand I get to see it firsthand. And one of the comments when we were going over financing is just how much money goes into, for that event for 1 week. When you look at the numbers, that's normally a much bigger turnaround. All I can say is to keep an eye out as there will be a special announcement coming soon on the musical act for this year's event. Get a number of inquiries this time of year regarding community grants. I refer them all to Deborah and her staff, and I received nothing but positive feedback from the people referring, especially. I'm always pleased to hear that the county staff responds rather quickly to anyone that I've referred to them, so that's nice. As spring approaches, I said, I'm sure we all, but then I changed it to I'm sure most of us are looking forward to the end of winter and welcoming spring with open arms. That being said, I would just like to remind everybody to keep an eye out for wood ticks. They're already out, and they are dangerous, disease-ridden little creatures. So check your pets and check yourself. As you get tempted to clean your yard up, as most of us are looking forward to, and campfires and bonfires, please make sure you check the Nova Scotia burn map, as burn restrictions are in place from March 15th to October 15th. And at minimum, there's no burning before 2 p.m. And then after 2 p.m., please check the map. There's already been one limited restriction for Annapolis County where it was after 7 p.m., so the ground's already getting dry. And speaking of cleanup, I'm glad to see those of you that clean up the yard that the spring cleanup map and schedule from Valley Waste has been posted by the county, so I remind people to keep an eye out for that. And spring means that community events start to ramp up at all the local halls. They start to open up again, those that closed for the winter, and hosting events. Just a couple little things coming up is I noticed the Annapolis Black Tide Volleyball Club, which I'm sure has parents from a lot of the local districts. They will be hosting a presentation at Champlain Elementary School with the ladies of the Fundy Tide Squando Club, which is a club I belong to. The gentleman's side, of course, but for the girls, they're going to be doing a demonstration on March 21st, and I think they've got an ad there at Champlain Elementary. And just while I was looking at that, I noticed the same club at AWAC is going to have a volleyball match against the Annapolis Royal Volunteer Fire Department. So I imagine that would be fun to watch. And I missed writing the date down, but it's coming up, so keep an eye out on that. And I myself am hosting a Coffee with Counselor on April 10th at between 1 and 3 p.m. at the Grand Ferry Community Hall. So that will be my first one of the season. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Okay, District 5.
Right here. I think council should put in a volleyball team, one of those tournaments. There's a thought, there's a thought.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm not sure our workers' comp rate's going to...
I waiver.
Could you look at that? Well, greetings from District 5. It's certainly exciting to see the end of ice and snow that for so long has seemed like it would never end. And right around the corner is a very exciting season, spring. International Women's Day was March 8th, and the theme for all women and girls' rights, equality and empowerment, and girls, women are in every one of our districts. This year's theme calls for action to unlock the equal rights, power, and opportunities, leaving no one behind. I'm sure you've all kept your remarks short today because mine's a little exceptionally long, but I will speed up the pace. I've got a lot happening in the district. March break has come to a close and students have returned back to studies. Reminding drivers as the weather warms up, it's to be expected that more activity will be breaking out of hibernation, including walkers, bicyclists, motorcyclists, and other forms of recreational vehicles. Let's keep everyone safe. News from the halls in District 5. Youngs Cove Community Hall, the AGM is tonight at 7 p.m. at 5407 Shore Road West in Youngs Cove. Come out and see what's happening. Country Jam sessions are every Friday night, $2 fee. Bring a snack for the break. The last Friday of every month, the jam session also includes a potluck at 5:30. bring a snack as well for your break. And admission is just a small fee at the door. Coffee and snack on Mondays, 10 a.m., and it is wonderful to sit with different people in the district to chat about their thoughts and ideas. Thanks to Allison Warwick, Linda Doyle, Brian Rayfuse, Angela Holiday, and Barb Rayfuse, and so many more for their commitment to their community in this hall. Parker's Cove, Fundy Thread, and Thimble Club have met and are gearing up for spring, working towards grants and setting dates for upcoming events. And a huge shout out as well to Debbie Oliver, Ardith Oliver, Sheila Robinson Jackson, and Iva Clayton for all of their hard work as they start to get busier. New Horizons Hall, 1771 Granville Road will soon be opening up after a bit of a hibernation for the winter. Lower Granville Hall, 3551 Lower Granville Port Wade Indoor All-Body Fitness Walk on March 20th. That's this Thursday, 10 a.m., $2 fee. There's always Tai Chi. Spring session is now ongoing, but you can keep your nose to the ground for the next session. With Paul Cheeseman, who is the martial artist with over 40 years of experience. Would be exciting, right, to try and see what you can come up with there. The Paint and Sip Artist and Video Guided Event, Paint a Field of Sunflowers, March 20th, 7 to 9 p.m. at the Lower Granville Hall. Coffee and snack also they do on their Fridays, and the next one is April 4th at 10 a.m. Their AGM is set for March 25th at 7 p.m. Come on out and see what's going to be happening this spring and summer. May 1st, 7 p.m., the river was once a road. Come and hear Steve Scaft. He's an amazing storyteller about his travels on abandoned roads in Nova Scotia. And so that is set as well for the Lower Granville Hall. Craft Club, if you're not into knitting, sewing, or bring whatever you think looks like, sounds like craft. The Kettle Beyond, $2 fee, 7 p.m. every second and fourth Monday at the Lower Granville Hall, 7 to 9. March 26, 6 p.m., Introduction to AI, a down-to-earth look at artificial intelligence tools. And the speaker will be Matthew Roos, and he is a man of many hats. He's a podcast guru, he writes, he's got quite a following in Toronto, and so he's just back from Toronto actually, and going to offer this opportunity. March 30th, 12 noon, Lunch and Learn, Mapanopolis. Immerse yourself in the history of our region. Over 13 years, many partners and organizations continue to uncover so much of our local history and so much more. Join Heather LeBlanc as she travels us through Annapolis County, sharing the history, culture, and heritage they have discovered. If you have something special to share, special artifact, please bring along for show and tell. Sounds like back in the day, right? Gordon? I've been busy meeting with halls and community spaces to help them along with grants and sharing information on how to work towards becoming a comfort station, current AED funding opportunities, REMO information, and so much more. Each month I provide the committee of the whole and council agendas and then follow up with minutes to help spread the word on what is actually happening in the county, and they are enjoying this. I drop off additional items as they are also made available. Local farmer markets and roadside stands are a great way to shop local. Shop local. Bayside Farms, located at 1126 in District 5, Mackenzie Mountain Road, spray-free, no pesticides, no herbicides, no synthetic fertilizers. Check them out when you're out and about. Lots of goodies from fruits, veggies, juices, all seasonal of course, and so much more. Last shout out, Bell's Blessing Community Free Pantry, located at 4841 Shore Road West, Parker's Cove. Give something or take something. All donations are welcome. And again, a shout out to Deborah McMillan and Cindy Thibodeau for their great teamwork in this effort. Thank you all to every volunteer who stepped up and outside of their own circles to help make our communities thrive. As you travel the roads this spring and summer, take in some of the hall events, as Councillor Cranton had said. Remember, all of the money they generate goes back to making things possible in our communities. Thank you.
Thank you. What happens when you have so many halls in your area, right? Councillor, District 6.
Greetings from District 6. Mine's long too, but I'll read it quick. March has been a very busy month as we enter budget season, working along fellow councillors to set targets for the coming fiscal year. These discussions are critical to ensuring our communities receive the necessary services while keeping financial responsibilities in mind. If you have priorities or concerns you'd like to see addressed, I encourage you to reach out. I've also been meeting with community members about issues affecting their areas. These conversations are invaluable, providing insight into the challenges and opportunities in different parts of our county. I appreciate everyone who has taken the time to share their thoughts and concerns. A key part of strong communities is having active community halls, and I've had the opportunity to meet with the folks at Upper Clemens Hall this month. These halls serve as gathering places for events, meetings, and celebrations, but they rely heavily on volunteers to stay operational. If you have the time to contribute, your support would make a big difference in keeping these important spaces running. I also attended the SOOF Save Our Old Forest Soup Sunday, where I listened to informative presentations about old-growth forests and mining in our region. These discussions highlighted both the environmental and economic considerations that come with resource development. Protecting our forests while balancing sustainable development is a conversation that needs to continue. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge the departure of the last military presence from Cornwallis Park. RCSCC 26 Cornwallis, the local Sea Cadet Corps, will be relocating to Deep Brook Waldeck Lions Club. This marks the end of a long-standing connection with the military and Cornwallis Park, which was originally established as HMCS Cornwallis in 1942, later to become CFB Cornwallis until its closure in 1994. Since then, the area has transitioned into civilian use, but its military legacy remains an important part of our region's history. As always, I'm here to listen and work for our community. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions and concerns. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. District 7.
That's you, Ted.
Putting the final touches on my dissertation today. Thank you very much.
Dissertation, we're warned. Okay.
It's a big word, eh? Okay, greetings from District 7. It's been a long, cold winter, and it's so nice to see the milder weather and signs of spring peeking through. My February meetings I attended included the SOOF Sunday lunch as well as Councillor Welch. And it was very informative, the information that was provided by Lisa Prowl. And I found Brad Redden gave a discussion on lithium exploration in the South Mountain here in respect to the current drive, I guess, by the provincial government to maybe explore that into more depth. I also attended the Annapolis Trail Society's AGM held at Center Lee Community Hall. And I would like to recognize two members, long-term members, who have announced their retirement after many, many years and countless hours of volunteer service to this committee. This is the committee that looks after the Harvest Moon Trail that a lot of us use for hiking and snowmobiling this winter for sure, and of course the recreational vehicle use as well. And it's a really valuable asset to our community. So Danny Finney has been the chair of that committee for 23 years, and he's finally seeing the end of the daylight on that one. And also Dale Jollymore, shout out to him as well for looking after the books and the finances of that very important committee. So they're looking for new people to come in, and I think they really need people to step up, because that's it's a really important volunteer organization that looks after that trail. And also the support of the county that helps there as well. I also attended the West Ahousie AGM, where a new executive and slate of officers was elected, including the new president, which is Jonathan Gillis. Good luck to Jonathan and the new crew there. It's a vibrant community and a very healthy-looking society there. So I have some news for ACOS, which is the I'm not sure how that acronym goes, but it's the group that looks after the hub and the sports facility in Bridgetown. And so it's a very, very exciting things happening this spring there. On May the 14th and 15th, between the hours of 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m., Bridgetown Regional Community School and Bridgetown Sports Hub will host the district track and field meet. This meet includes schools from Digby, Clare, St. Mary's Bay, Annapolis Royal, Bridgetown, and Middleton. And there will be district meets all across Nova Scotia. And the winners of this district meet will advance to the regional meet, which is coming up on May the 23rd and 24th, also at the Sports Hub in Bridgetown. Between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., the Sports Hub will be the site of the regional track and field meet. Our regional meet includes schools from Windsor to Yarmouth and the South Shore. There will be about 1,000 young athletes at this meeting. 4 regional meets will take place in Nova Scotia, and the winners from those advance to the provincial meet, which is a segue into my next comment, which is also the following weekend, May the 30th and 31st, between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., the Bridgetown Sports Hub will be the site of the provincial track and field meet. I think it's the first time that's ever happened in our area. I can't account to that for sure, but I think so. And it's showcasing the top athletes from the entire province. Again, there will be about 1,000 athletes and about 2,000 spectators. The provincial meet will be broadcast on Eastlink Television. So lots of volunteers are required for that. If you want to come and help, you can step up. And a cleanup day is scheduled for May the 3rd. I'd just like to say that, as you can see, this is a world-class facility, and that's created the opportunity for a well-needed economic boost to the Annapolis County region, and it wouldn't certainly have happened if it wasn't for this type of facility. So these type of facilities certainly draw, the old adage, if you build it, they will come. Well, they're coming now. And so I'm sure it'll be an economic boom for not only the Bridgetown commercial area and the tourist facilities as well, but the whole area. So everybody's welcome to come. And the last and final comment I'll just touch on as well is to remind the people of District 7 and in the area to come to the Bridgetown Legion on the 22nd for the public meeting in respect to the Planning and Advisory Committee process. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor. District 8.
Morning from District 8. It's amazing how quickly the snow and ice have disappeared over the last couple weeks. It's nice to see the grass again, even if it is a little brown. And but also for some people to see all the gravel pushed from the shoulder of the road and accidentally plowed onto their lawns. I assisted one resident calling the TIR helpline, which is the Department of Highways helpline. And we got a ticket made up for someone to come out and check his property as half of his front yard was buried in fresh Class A, which is probably worth a lot of money. So just a reminder that the contact center phone number for the Department of Highways is 1-844-696-7737. I found them to be really responsive and really helpful. They give you a ticket number, and you can request a call back when the situation has been assigned to someone. So I would encourage anyone that has road or ditch issues this spring to give them a call and get a ticket number, but also request a call back. You have to request the call back so that you know when it's being looked at. I did plan to have my first coffee with your councillor session this weekend at the Maitland Bridge Hall. However, due to ongoing renovations, we've had to reschedule. The new date will be announced soon. They're getting new heat pumps put in, which is great for them. So I've got several meetings coming up in the next few weeks, including Bear River Economic Development Society, Clements Vale Recreation Society, and the Milford Road Association. So it's going to be a busy few weeks. I'm very much looking forward to the productive conversations that can come from these meetings. And as always, I'm happy to meet and talk with any groups or residents from the district. So please always feel free to reach out to me and I'll arrange a meeting. In closing, I'd like to thank my fellow councillors for the discussions and decisions that we had in the recent budget meetings. I know it can sometimes be difficult having these frank conversations, but I feel that this group worked together really well, and we handled the discussions professionally, so I thank all of you for that. All the best, and bring on the spring. Thanks very much.
District 9.
Greetings from District 9. We've had a little taste of spring, and just want to remind everyone to check and follow the burn restrictions as they are subject to change depending on how dry the ground is. I'm very happy to see the potholes/craters have been patched in the intersection of 201 and number 10. Hopefully, the gang will keep working and patching as they go. The roads took a terrible beating this winter. We had an exceptionally great turnout for the East End Planning public meeting that was held in Wilmot. Unfortunately, the hall wasn't quite big enough, but it was an outstanding turnout. Lots of great feedback for the consultants, and we'll be having another meeting soon. Many meetings and activities in the next few weeks. Please keep the food banks in mind. They are always in need. And a reminder that I'm in the satellite office in Middleton the last Thursday of the month from 10 until 12, or reach out via email or phone at any time. That's it for me.
Thank you very much, Councillor. District 10.
Greetings from District 10. I went to Springfield last Wednesday to a fire meeting. It was good to see that a majority of their firefighters are of a younger age. They didn't have very many older people sitting around the table. I gave them an overview of what problems they have in Springfield with their school property, and because they didn't register the deed when it was sent to them, but they have done work for the past 10 years on that property, and their faces showed shock. They thought they owned it. So hopefully we'll get that fixed for them and get back out to get that certified. They have lots of things on the go. Their big concern again is that they have no community center in the area, so they're still pushing forward on, they're working on getting their design and their cost of the addition to their fire department, and then they want to take a portion of their fire department and change it into a local community center. And it's already a comfort center, so it'll work out good. They're gung-ho, they're looking at all avenues, so it was good to visit them. Next, I went to the village meeting. They finished up their water rate study from the URB, so they'll be getting answers back on that shortly. They've been working with Annapolis Royal on the internet project that Lawrencetown supplies Lawrencetown with their own internet. Annapolis Royal's doing the same through Lawrencetown, so they're working together on that. The rink's gonna be open till the end of April. They're booked solid for the month of April with hockey schools, power skating, all high-end adventures with people coming that their rinks are closing and are coming to Lawrencetown to get that last month in. So it's good to see. Still free skating from 4 till 5:30 every Sunday. I'll report on a little bit more on the exhibition grounds. The exhibition grounds is starting a farm market every Monday from 4 to 7, starting May 26th through to October 6th. On March 31st is an info night from 4 to 7, so if anyone's interested in going there to see if they can put a table in or join the group or anything they want to get info on, it's March 31st. They also got a program called Grow Your Green show, and it's anybody in the county wants to drop into the exhibition grounds between 10 in the morning and 3 or so in the afternoon. If there's cars in front of the office, they're there, and they're giving away free veggie and flower seeds. And so anyone's encouraged to go there and get free seeds, and they're encouraged at the time to maybe participate in putting them in the exhibition at the farm show, so for the vegetable stand and stuff. I've been busy with people calling about grants, and so send them in the right direction and helping them with their concerns about small grants for the community halls in District 10. And also, it's warm and it's motorcycle season. Just keep an eye out. They're there. So, thank you.
Thank you. I guess it's my turn. Well, first of all, I have to say that March break is done and the children are back at school for their last 3 months of school and probably just as excited as could be. So I urge people to be careful and give leeway in understanding to our children that are coming off the buses. And thank you to the drivers that are being so patient. There's a whole bunch of children on a bus are not very quiet, but they're good little fellows and girls. I'd like to also talk about my community center, which I only have one. The Three Rivers Community Center, which is in Torbrook Mines at 41 Messenger Road. They are having a bake sale and ticket auction on Saturday, March 22nd from 11 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's their first event. Their second event is on March 29th from 7 to 9. If you enjoy music, it's time to go. Bob Forrester and his friends will be there with great music and good times. There's going to be a 50-50 draw, and the canteen will be open, and the admission at the door is $5. So hopefully you guys can go and have some fun. Everybody's welcome. The other thing I'd like to say, Councillor Harding said it for me, but I added there to say thank you to our council for our first budget, and it was great deliberation and great questions and a lot of work put into it, and I believe everybody was definitely given the answers that they were looking for, or if not, they were approached by Angela and her team at the end to give the answers if they weren't quite ready. So thank you again for our first budget. It is underneath our belt, and we have to move on and work with it. At this particular time, it's time to pause. It's 10:59. So we better pause. We made it under the limit. We'll recess our council meeting until the public hearings are completed. Okay? So do you want to get started?
2-minute break.
2-minute break? That's it, 2 minutes.
For like half a second.
2 minutes. Good morning. We are here for the first public hearing that we have scheduled for today, which is the deregistration of the William Letney House in Granville Ferry. I have some remarks to start with, some welcoming remarks. The purpose of a public hearing is to permit members of the public to make their views known to council via oral submissions concerning solely the application before council. This public hearing has been called in accordance with Section 16 of the Nova Scotia Heritage Property Act. At the end of the public hearing will be closed and council will return to its regular session of council. Before municipal council agrees to deregister a property that is in the Annapolis County Municipal Registry of Heritage Properties, a public hearing is held where the registered property owner is given the opportunity to ask questions of council regarding the heritage deregistration. The purpose of this public hearing is to discuss heritage deregistration of the William Letney House with the property owner who is requesting municipal heritage property deregistration for 5365 Granville Road in the community of Granville Ferry, PID number 0510010, more commonly known as the William Letney House property. Council also uses this time to explain what heritage deregistration means and to ensure that the property owner is aware of and in complete agreement with the deregistration of their property as a municipal heritage property. All questions and comments throughout the public hearing are to be addressed to the chair, which is me. At this time, I will refer to Madame Beck to give a presentation on the property.
Perfect, thank you very much. So as you are aware, the current property owner has requested the deregistration of their property at 5365 Granville Road in Granville Ferry. The property owners have had their home on the market since September of 2024, and although they've had much interest in the property, the deterrent of the heritage registration has been a stumbling block for them due to the cost of insurance. When potential purchasers have done their research, which they should, they've found out that the cost to insure a municipal heritage property has been prohibitive to them. Due to unforeseen circumstances, the current property owners must sell their home. They were aware that the property was a municipal heritage property when they purchased it, and they found a company that would take their account at a reasonable rate. Unfortunately, when they put their house for sale, they found out that the rate was an error, and they increased their insurance over 300% more than the original quote. They've called several companies and found the rates just as expensive as their current provider. The heritage designation under the current conditions has proven financially burdensome for the current owner and potential buyers. The inability to secure adequate insurance has made it difficult for the prospective owners to assume responsibility for the property's upkeep.
Thank you. Okay. This is an acknowledgement to the property owner, Mr. Michael Lewin.
Yes, come on up.
Greetings.
Heritage deregistration is a legal process enabled through Section 16 of the Provincial Heritage Property Act. You, the property owner of 5365 Granville Road, Granville Ferry, understand that should municipal council agree by motion to deregister the property, it will no longer be registered as a municipal heritage property and will be removed from the Annapolis County Municipal Registry of Heritage Properties. Do you acknowledge, understand, and accept these conditions of municipal heritage registration?
I do.
Thank you. Do you have any comments you'd like to?
I do, but I don't know how anecdotal and personal they would be because it is subscribed to a lot of my personal situation.
It's fine, you don't have to say anything if you don't believe it.
Yeah, but I do feel like I'm just a statistic and a greater phenomenon of a greater issue, because there is a lot of historic properties. I, for one, am not doing this out of ignorance for its appreciation. One of the reasons why we purchased it was because we fell in love with its history, almost boasted about its legacy, was fascinated by who lived there, all its evolution. William Letney, the merchant, sea merchant who built it, all of its incarnations. It was my favorite house I've ever resided in. But the financial burden of the insurance is it doesn't parallel its true nature, which is it's designed to be lived in. It's not designed to be visited. It has vinyl windows, a new door. We put on a new roof. We put love into that place. But it is primarily a residential place with a valuable history for sure. But if one of those things supersedes or eclipses or takes over, it won't be lived in. It'll just sit there and look pretty because it's priced in sort of my working class class. It's not. Anyways, that's all I got to say.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Butler.
Thank you for
Thank you.
paying attention.
Okay, now we're going to call for oral presentations from the public. And we have Miss Laura, is it Boyko? Yes, please come on in.
So yeah, my name's Laura Boyko. I'm Michael's realtor and friend. I just prepared something I'm going to read. I hope that's okay. So my clients deeply respect the history of this home, but the reality is that its heritage designation has made it very difficult to sell. Buyers have been deterred by an insurance premium exceeding $5,000 per year, costs directly tied to the designation. My clients themselves are now uninsured because they simply could not afford the adjusted rate. So after the error, the insurance company came back and said, no, we have to adjust this rate. And, when they're not prepared to pay that, that's a lot of extra money per month. So this premium is disproportionate with the home's assessed value, which is $309,300. In fact, a $5,000 annual premium is more in line with the home valued at $1 to $2 million. The buyers who can afford this home cannot afford this level of insurance, making a sale nearly impossible. This is not about deregistering history, it's about ensuring the home remains viable to the next owner. Deregistering this property does not erase its historical value. Future homeowners will be drawn to it precisely because of its character and craftsmanship, not to strip it of its defining features. They're not buying this home to erase its history, they're buying it because they appreciate it. What deregistration does is remove an administrative barrier that is preventing a sale. Without it, the home risks sitting empty, deteriorating, or being lost to neglect. A well-maintained, lived-in home is, I believe, the best way to preserve its history. Beyond this case, a larger issue exists. If heritage properties are to be preserved, there must be meaningful support for the homeowners who take on that responsibility. Solutions could include provincial regulations preventing excessive insurance premiums or grants to offset the added costs of maintaining designated properties. If heritage designations are truly valued by this community, the financial burden cannot solely fall on the individual homeowners. I urge you to approve this application so my clients can move forward and so this home can have a future. Thanks.
Thank you. We have no other person that has signed in to speak, so we'll move on to questions from council members. So if you have any questions or comments, now's the time, councilors. Yes, Councilor Longmire?
I guess I would just like to say the words that Mr. Lewin shared with us were very heartfelt. And I do know, as most of us do, I'm sure, I've seen the changes in insurance premiums, and certainly, there's going to be more to come in the future. As Laura Boyko had also spoke, having the home lived in, and, it will forever be part of our history, but certainly, it's not a place to visit, it's a place to be thriving, and so someone living there permanently would be so much more important and valuable, for this beautiful home than to just sit and possibly be vandalized, let's say. So, I think they put a lot of effort into this, and it's sad that we've come to this place where insurances will dictate what people can and cannot do, but I respect them for really thinking through the whole process and doing what's in the best interest of all. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other councillors? Councillor Ochsner?
Hi, I would just like to say I reached out to my own insurance company to find out more why the heritage properties are penalized so heavily. And I'll say penalized because the premiums are atrocious. And it was explained to me it's the cost and the time of replicating the materials should something happen. And I did say, well, what's the difference whether it's registered or unregistered? It's still an older home. And they said because it has to be taken back to the original if something happens. It's sad that the insurance companies are putting people in these situations, but it is the reality. And, hopefully somebody will love that house and maintain it as the current owners have.
Thank you for that. Any other comments? We'll move on. Councillor
Just
Ross?
if you don't mind.
No problem.
I'd just like to add that I understand the value of preserving our historical stock and our historical homes in our area. They're one of the reasons that I was drawn to move here. It's just the community, and it's just so much unique housing, and that history is so valuable for us to maintain. However, a simple plaque on the side of a building isn't enough to warrant the costs that some of these people have to absorb in their homes. So until there's some sort of balance that happens, then I don't understand why anybody would want to register their home at this point. So, yeah, and I totally appreciate why you'd want to deregister it too. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And I think we all agree with all the comments that have been said so far. New comments? Councillor Crenton?
Just echoing a lot of what was already been said, and drawing particular attention to the comments around when people move here, whether a house is registered or not, if it has historical value, it will attract attention. And a lot of times, new owners of a property with historical value will invest a lot of effort and time into preserving that history, regardless of whether the house is registered or not. So, kind of sum it up, as the lady had mentioned, that a deregistration does not jeopardize the recognition of the historical value. It just simply removes an unnecessary administrative barrier. So I think that's the best way to sum it up.
Thank you very much, Councillor Crenton. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, so we have no more questions. Thank you for that, councillors. We all feel the same way. Next steps?
Yep, absolutely.
Ms. Van?
When the public hearing is complete, municipal council will add an item to the agenda, and if affirmative, would make a motion to deregister the William Letney House property and remove from the Annapolis County Municipal Registry of Heritage Properties and deposit a notice of deregistration in the Registry of Deeds.
Thank you. At this time, I want to thank you, Mr. Lowen, for coming in with us. And we don't decide here, it's taken to council. So we will adjourn this public hearing at this time, and we will move to the second one. welcome to our second public hearing of the day. It is an amendment for the 33 Park Mountain Road Granville Ferry. My welcoming remarks are here. The purpose of this public hearing is to permit members of the public to make their views known to council concerning solely the application before council. This public hearing concerns an application to amend the Annapolis County Land Use Bylaw zoning map from low-density residential R1 zone to general mixed MX zone. And the last part should be there. All questions and comments throughout the public hearing are required to be addressed to the chair. The chair will provide an opportunity for public input and will ask that person speaking identify themselves so that their comments may be recorded in the minutes of these proceedings, and that the person speaking identify if they are speaking in favor or against the application. Questions and comments from council members are asked to be held until all public comment is heard. All questions and comments throughout the public hearing are to be addressed to the chair, which it's me. Referring to the Annapolis County 2024 Lube 001 Annapolis County Land Use Bylaw and Municipal Planning Strategy Map Amendment. We have Madame Botang with us today to give us some information on the report. Madame Botang?
Thank you. So the subject property, generally located on Parker Mountain Road, which is north of Highway 1 in the Annapolis County Planning Area, was used as a repair shop from 1979 to 2018, prior to the review of the Annapolis County planning documents. Pursuant to Section 240, subsection C of the Municipal Government Act, a non-conforming use of land may not be recommenced if discontinued for a continuous period of 6 months. For this reason, the proposed amendment will allow the owner to operate the repair shop. Staff is generally supportive of this amendment because neighboring properties are zoned similarly, mixed use and low-density residential. And land uses in the area include residential, repair shop, and other commercial operations. This is an indication that this application, when approved, will be compatible with the neighborhood. These amendments are also consistent with the amendment criteria policy 7.3.3.1 of the municipal planning strategy and the intent of the mixed-use zone and designation, which identifies mixed-use designation as supporting a mix of low-density residential with compatible wide range of commercial and light industrial uses. Additionally, supporting new growth and retention of local businesses is key to economic growth and development, as identified in the 2023-2027 strategic priorities of Council. The proposal was reviewed by Municipal Operation Department, GIS, and Building Inspection Department, and these departments had no concerns with the proposed amendment. Additionally, a public information meeting authorized by the PAC was held on January 21st, 2025 to review the application and respond to public questions. 5 members of the public attended the meeting, and generally questions from the public were about the scale and future impact of this amendment. The applicant answered the questions and staff addressed concerns of the mixed-use zone provisions. As part of the public participation program, the applicant has already posted a sign on their property outlining the proposal and information about this public hearing. And a notice of amendment has also been published on the county's website and mailed to property owners within 200 feet of the property. To conclude, the structure for the repair shop is existing and requires to be zoned appropriately for the use. In consideration of the attached documents and its consistency with the intent of the municipal planning strategy and strategic priorities, staff is comfortable with the proposed amendments. Thank you.
Thank you, Madame Botang. Okay, now I will call for oral presentations from the floor, the public. Are there any comments against the application? First call. Second call. Are there any comments against the application? for a third and final call. Are there any comments against the application? Okay, seeing none, moving on. Do we have any comments in support of the application? Second call, do we have any comments in support of the application? Third and final call, are there any comments in support of the application? Seeing none, we will move on for calls, questions or comments from the council members. Councilor Cranton.
Thank you. So this property is in District 4. I'm familiar with the property, and just a few points, as was outlined, that this was the original use of the property for decades, up until 2018, when it became a little dormant. And as mentioned, the property owner wants to be able to put it back into use. Listening to the presentation, it seems like it's been well vetted by staff. We haven't heard any opposition. I haven't heard any opposition from folks. I've seen the sign posted, so the applicant has definitely made the neighboring communities well aware that he would like to put it back into use, and there hasn't been any opposition. And as mentioned, there is other mixed-use properties in that area. There's just one up the road that's the same thing, a residential use with a commercial garage in the property. So I would be very much supportive in favor of this change so that it can be returned to its original use as residential with a commercial garage. And we look forward to seeing if the garage being put back into use. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Hardy.
I'd just like to say, as to Ms. Boateng's comments about how important small businesses are to our communities and our county as a whole, and whereas this is in an area that has multiple small businesses in that area as well, I think it's very important that we support this as is recommended by staff, and I'm certainly in support of it as well, and I'm in support of small businesses. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Hardy. Any comments? Any other comments? Questions? Councilor Longmire.
Thank you. I would echo the prior comments. You know, these small businesses are, what make some of our communities thrive, right? Certainly the long waits to get your small engine repairs done on aging vehicles are long, and so having more of these available to us are going to be an asset. Certainly it's an asset for the property for future sales of that land, right? Because it would allow another person to come in and establish their business. I think for all intents and purposes, the way it's been looked after, the signage on the side of the road, I've had many people say that they really appreciated that advertisement. And it's a good thing, and I'm definitely in support of it. I'll leave it there. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Are there any other comments? Seeing none. Our next step, Madame Boutin.
So after the public hearing, if approved, Municipal Council is required to hold second and final reading of their intention to amend the Annapolis County land use map and the future land use map. And following Council stated adoption of the amendments, the municipal clerk shall post a notice on the county's website for at least 14 days, stating that the amendment has been adopted and setting out the right to appeal. The amendment will be effective when the appeal period has elapsed and no appeal has been commenced, or when all appeals have been abandoned or disposed of, or the amendment has been affirmed by the appeal board.
Thank you, Madame Boutin. I hear that Mr. David Hebb is with us today. Thank you for being here, and we will, if you have no comments, we will adjourn this section of the public hearing number 2, and move back to our council meeting. On that aside, we have a comment from Deputy Warden.
Thank you. I'd like to amend the order of the day by adding deregistration William Litney House, Granville Ferry as 6.4, and Annapolis County Land Use Bylaw and Municipal Planning Strategy Map Amendment, 33 Parker Mountain Road, Granville Ferry as 6.5 under new business.
Thank you very much. Seconder? Councilor Carson Sullivan. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no? Motion passed. Okay. So now being that we are right there, their agenda is at that point, we will discuss 6.4 at this point. I don't have the motion to read, but you have the motion, Deputy Warden.
Thank you. I move that Municipal Council deregister the William Litney House property and remove it from the Annapolis County Municipal Registry of Heritage Properties and deposit a notice of deregistration in the Registry of Deeds.
Thank you very much. I need a seconder. Councilor Montmeyer. Any questions or comments at this time? Yes. Councilor Hare?
I'll just make a quick comment. I'm just not really looking to argue or anything, just I can't support this motion myself. I'm just going to make my reasons known why. There is registered heritage properties within my district, and I'm sure the property owners would not feel very comfortable of the safety of their heritage properties in the future, knowing that we are allowing ourselves to deregister them off of financial woes. And again, may it be. I guess I'll speak on basically the defense of, find the name. I believe it would be Flora and Bradley Clifton who registered the property to begin with. Hall. Flora and Brad Hall of Granville Ferry. I'll basically just speak on their defense. I mean, they obviously registered the property so it would stay registered. I understand it is handcuffs on a property, but it's what's the point of having our heritage registration if we're allowing ourselves to deregister properties, because it just seems to me there's no point, because all you're doing is anybody looking to register it, if they were looking to sell it down the future, they would have to sell it at a discount because of the fact it's registered, and then somebody behind them could go through and after a couple of years apply to deregister it off of financial woes or insurance. So that's my piece. And
Thank you, Councilor Hare. Next, Deputy Warden.
I find this whole thing interesting. So this is the second request for deregistration that I've been involved in. And, you know, the first one we went through, there was a lot of debate and discussion, and out of that came a letter sent to the province saying this is an issue. And I can't remember off the top of my head what the response was, but it was kind of too bad, too sad. But I find this interesting, so we're going through this process again, but there's also other people in the county that want to register. You know, so we have people that want to deregister, which I completely understand from a financial perspective, that, you know, you come, you buy these beautiful homes, and you believe in the historical significance of that home. You know, I have a home that's over 100 and some years old. But at the same time, it's costing a fortune to maintain this home. And in this case, to sell the home. I don't quite know how I'm going to vote on this yet, to be honest. But then we have someone that's coming or wants to come to us to register their home. And it was brought to their attention about the whole insurance thing, and are you sure? Like, I'm having difficulty with the polar opposites of, we're getting requests to deregister, and then we're getting requests to register. Are we going to have to deregister the one that we registered later on? But at the end of the day, it's not my property. Like, the whole point of the heritage was to keep the historical importance of our communities the same. Is it a handcuff policy in some ways? Yeah. But like Councillor Harrod mentioned, that there was someone at one point that said, I want to make sure that this house is basically stayed in trust to be maintained as a historical home. We are in Annapolis Royal, the cradle of the nation, and almost all the homes here are historical. So I don't know, I'm up in the air with this, and I appreciate what was brought forward, and I appreciate the concern 100%. And if I was in their shoes personally, I'd probably be doing the same thing. But it's just from the council perspective, and the whole reason for the heritage designation is the part that I have second thoughts on. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Deputy Warden. Councillor Heckenberg.
Thank you. Well, it's a bit of a sticky wicket, really, isn't it, for a better description. I guess two things. First comment I'd like to make is that I guess the onus is on the purchaser of a registered property at the time of purchase to understand all the ramifications that are involved of what they're buying, not just the facade, but also the responsibility of a registered property. So having said that, and I've heard two of these arguments now, and both the arguments are saying, well, when we got it, the insurance companies didn't tell us, so all of a sudden we had a 300% increase that we didn't know about. So that's an issue, right? But again, the onus is on the buyer, like beware, buyer beware. Secondly, I guess, and more importantly in terms of where my decision is going to go, is that this council has already set the precedence by accepting a deregistration for exactly the same reason. So it's a little hypocritical of us if we go against that in this case. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, I guess, if you want to use an adage, but to me, that precedence that we set has set a precedence. I know this isn't a court of law, and it doesn't really matter, but moral aptitude, I guess, if you will, pretty hard not to go that route. So I'd just like to have those two comments made. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor. Councillor Cranton.
Just echoing what Councillor Eigenberg said, and I guess just keeping it short, it does seem like it's part of a bigger emergent problem with the insurance companies, and I think it may be food for thought when we get a request to register a heritage property. We may need to have a bigger conversation around if we want to consider that, knowing that this is what's happening. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. All comments are appreciated. Any other?
I forgot to mention.
Number two.
I did support the deregistration of the first property, and my explanation for that is it was the family member of the original registrar, and I just pictured in my mind if my mother registered our old 107-odd-year-old farmhouse with the intention of keeping it the farmhouse and that, keeping it a farmhouse, and she would rather it be in this hypothetical situation, she would rather it be deregistered than it be lost out of the family because the family would not be able to afford insurance. So that was my exception to it, and I'm even questioning now if that was an acceptable exception, so that's it.
Thank you. Any other counselors who haven't spoken? None? Okay. We will move on to vote. Do you want the motion read again, or do we just move on? Nope, we have the motion. Perfect. Okay, all in favor of the motion signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Against the motion signify by saying no.
No.
Thank you. Motion passed. Thank you, councillors. Okay, let's move on to the second public hearing. Motion? Deputy Warden?
I move that pursuant to the first reading given on February 19th, 2025, in accordance with the recommendation for approval from the Planning Advisory Committee, and after holding a public hearing thereon, Municipal Council gave second and final reading to consider an application submitted by Mr. David Hebb to rezone the property located at 33 Parker Mountain Road, PID 05015698, from low-density residential R1, Zone 2, General Mix Zone, MX Zone, which will require an amendment to the future land use map designation from residential RES to mixed use MX.
Seconder? Councillor Cranton? Okay. Comments or questions? I'm ready. No comments? No questions? Oh, there you go. Okay. All in favor, signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Against? No? Motion. That concludes our two public hearings and motions. Okay. Now, we will continue with council meeting, and we are going into in-camera under section 22(2)F, litigation.
Thank you.
Or potential litigation.
I know you do.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Have a great day. I need a motion to go in camera. Councillor Hardy, seconded by Councillor Wells. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion passed.